We've not done one of these for a while. We're going to sort my kit out. I've got some kit updates. I finally, and this is exciting, I finally got my camera kit perfect. I've got everything I want, everything how I want it to be. It's all good. It's all sorted. So we'll go through that as well. I'll talk you through what we've got and all that good stuff, some housekeeping with equipment, and then I'm going to answer all of your questions. We're going to start with a question because otherwise I'll forget what I'm doing. I have the attention span of a gnat. So laptop's down here. Alan Bell asks, when a very large shoot gets cancelled, do you have a penalty clause in your contract so you can at least get paid something? This is a very timely question because this is something that literally just happened. Yes, we do. We charge 50%. However, everybody knows in our industry, if you do that, you'll never work with that client again. So no, we don't charge anything. If it gets cancelled, it gets cancelled. Generally speaking, if it gets cancelled, the people booking us, they've been cancelled on as well. It's the brand that's done the cancelling, not the ad agency. So we can punish the ad agency and bill them, but we'll never work again. We just suck it up. It's just the way it is. It's unfair, it's not right, but it's how you do business. So camera kit. So I've got my kit sorted. So everyone always asks me like, oh, what's your setup and all the rest of it? I've got it. It's so simple. I'm shooting with a Fuji GFX 100S, a Mamiya Secor 90. This little gold ring here, people ask me about it all the time. A lovely chap when we used to have a, what are they called, Substack, Patreon, he made them. You can buy them on Etsy if you live in certain parts of the world. But yep, they're very useful. This is my 90mm. This lens is meh, it's okay, but it's your standard lens. It does the job. It's not the greatest bit of kit in the world, but it's pretty darn good. Good enough for a worldwide campaign. It's good enough. There's better, what I'm trying to say is there's better lenses available. This one does the job. It's also a 6x7 going on to a smaller sensor, so we've got lots of good image circle. I've got the concertina, I think that's what we call them, concertina, the bellows. Look at those bellows go. Very useful. You can choose your flare, which is always nice. And we shoot Pocket Wizards here. It's then being powered by a dummy battery, which goes into a NPF. Sometimes you use V-mount. Obviously, we're using the Capture One into the Area 51 tether cable, so that's all good. And then on my stand, we also have a PC sync cable. Not all PC sync cables are made equally. This is a bronze color one. This is the dog's bollocks of PC sync cables. And look, it matches everything else. So that's great. I now wish I'd got these here in red too, so they match the red cables, but there we go. So that's my setup. Then my other lens I have, this is a very good lens. This is called, hang on, I need to find the name of it. Where is it? It's a Mamiya K-L 1:4 65mm L. It has a floating system. And this is useful because it means when you're using a bellows camera like this, you can adjust the floating elements to control the corner-to-corner sharpness. This lens I like a lot. This lens is quickly becoming my go-to lens for portraits and for still life works. I'm enjoying the little bit of distortion from coming up closer. That's very good. Now, in here we have a second cambo, which is this thing here. This is the mini cambo. This is the big cambo. Like this. Very good. And then we have my second camera system. So yes, it's simple. For 99.9% of my work is this and that lens. Then, because I'm a Luddite, I also have a second camera. Not an identical one. For years, we had multiple cameras of the same thing. We don't bother anymore. We just rent a spare for big jobs. This is my other camera setup, 24-105 Sigma Art 5D SR. This is what I shoot portraits on because I like an optical viewfinder when I'm working with a person. I hate staring through a digital viewfinder. It's rubbish. It ruins the whole thing. This lens is good enough. It's not the greatest lens. It's 24-105. It's pretty boring, but it does everything. And it pretty much gets shot at 105 or 24. As with all zoom lens, you probably realize this. You just use the extremities. The mid-range rarely gets you. So that's going to live like that. That's my stills setup. Video. Over here, hang on. I've got, oh, you can see all my mess behind me. I've just had my breakfast and it's all behind the camera. But what you can see, back yonder, zoom in there, that is you. That is me. That is me. It's you and me. That is a Blackmagic 6K with an 18-35 1.8. That is 99% of what we shoot with. Then when we're doing still life video, we have an additional lens. This is the nice lens. This is the sexy lens. This is my Zeiss Milvus 100mm f2. This is my favorite lens. We don't use it for portraits because manual focus on this is not great. But we do use it for all our video work. It is so sharp, so detailed, so beautiful. The rendering is lovely. Now, getting to this point, so we've got a video camera with two lenses, a zoom and a prime. We've got a stills camera or still life stills camera with two lenses, and then we have a portrait camera with one lens. It's still a bit messy. I'd rather not have this. I think at some point I will suck it up and get a zoom for this and just bin this system off entirely because I don't really need another system in the mix at this point in my life. It's a little bit excessive. Let's shut that back down again. But that's where we are. So, questions. We've got some banging questions in here. Will I do another review video on Studio Access for people's websites? Yes, I will. How do you transfer clients' files? Dropbox or WeTransfer? Any or. So we have an account with pretty much every file transfer system because different companies prefer different things. Different people prefer different things. So we just say, what do you prefer? How would you like the files delivering to you? Carrier pigeon, man on a bicycle with a drive in his back pocket. What do you want? WeTransfer, Dropbox. No, tell us what they want and we'll do that. I prefer WeTransfer because you get a time signature on it, but there we go. What's one mistake you see newer photographers make that you wish someone had warned you about early on? Gear obsession. Is there a personal project you've always wanted to do but you haven't done yet? Yes, there is. There's a great one I would like to do. It is a documentary. It has a name to it. It's called Founding Members. I've written it, I've scripted it, I've not shot it. I've got the whole thing sorted. I've just got to do it. I'll do it one day, at which point the founding members will be dead, but I'll get that done one day. Do you think if someone is partially sighted, they can make it in the industry? Would, as an example, an agency even look at a portfolio knowing that fact, i.e. risk of being tripped on site or something like that? No, don't think anyone cares. If your work's good, your work's good. If your work sucks, your work sucks. What's my opinion on AI generative fill in Photoshop? It sucks. It doesn't work. Why do clients always lead that they're just looking for the cheapest price? If you're getting those emails, you need to consider how you're presenting yourself. If people are always leading with you, we want the cheapest price, they think you're cheap. That's not a good starting point. I would look at the quality of your work or the presentation of your work or how you present yourself. Nobody comes to me saying we're looking for the cheapest price. That damn sure doesn't happen. I would love to hear what you think on corporate photography. Don't know what that question is. Maybe it's, is it a viable business? Yeah, you make loads of money. I've got loads of friends that go around doing headshots, corporate portraits. The biggest thing I'd say about this is most people confuse corporate and commercial photography as being the same thing. They're completely different industries, completely different skill sets, very different pay packages. But yeah, corporate work, it's a thing. What's the best bit of advertising you've seen lately? Ooh. I would say it is the social media reels where they're using micro-influencers and you don't realise it's an advert until it's too late. You're already clicking on a link. They're pretty darn clever. I'd say they're pretty clever. And it's very conversational, it's very candid, really good stuff. I like it a lot. It's very clever indeed. How do you choose the right model when you can only pay freelancer instead of having agencies? Agency access? How do you choose the right models? How do I choose models? I use actors. If you want fashion models, you've got to pay big money, and if you don't pay big money, you've got the wrong models and the photos are worthless. There's a very definite thing like that. Like if you want to be shooting fashion and your models you're shooting are not represented by a good agency, like, I don't know, Direct, One, I can't think of any of the names of model agencies now, Elite, any of those, it's not worth doing. What is the very minimum watts/joules of light required for someone starting out in both still life, portrait, photography, and video? Well, if you're doing video, you need LED. So you're probably going to want something like the Aperture 600s. It's probably a good starting point for video. If you're doing stills, you probably want a similar amount of light. I think the Aperture, if I was going to do all three, like still life, portrait, and video, I'd buy a set of Aperture 600Ds, the pro ones. That'd be my starting point. If I was just doing stills, I'd get some Godox between 400 and 600 joule lights. If I had the money to get both, I'd get both. If I was really hard up, I'd get the Godox 500, I think they do, joule watt video lights. Something around there. You don't want to go below 500. You're compromising a lot, which is never good. So before we get to some more questions, firmware. What we have here is a stash, and this is going to be a slight slagging off of a brand as well, actually. This is all my Rode microphones I've just had replaced because all of them break because they're rubbish. But we're too deep in with the system now, so that's what we've got. We've got more back here. These are Rode Wireless Pros. We had a fault with these where they just cut out. Or sometimes the audio just went beep like that for ages and then cut out and then came back in and then rubbish. Anyway, we've got new ones. We're going to give them a go. They said the previous ones might have been faulty, so we'll try those. So we had to update the firmware and do the settings on those. They're all good to go. These are two other sets. These are, what are these ones called? Wireless Go 2. These are rubbish. The on and off button breaks, but they will replace them and the batteries fail within 6 months. So we've got two sets of those. Rode microphones that are physical mics sit on the desk, very good. Their USB wireless stuff is absolute trash. Wouldn't recommend buying it because, I mean, it took me around 15 emails to get the warranty sorted and it just went on forever. And the first time I didn't even get through to anybody. It was infuriating. And after spending ages emailing them with all the information, they then told me to fill out a form with all the information for a British company instead of the Australian one. Rode customer service sucks, as does their wireless ability. And I mean, I hate these because, let's make sure I don't pour one of the same setup. I hate these because you can't change the batteries. Once the battery's wrecked, the battery's wrecked. It's annoying, but the main thing is they're just not reliable. I would not use these in a commercial job. They're fine for YouTube because they're cheap. We've got multiple sets because we do a whole day filming for studio access. We'll go through 2 sets of them because the batteries just die. They say 8 hours, they're not 8 hours. Well, then the next day come in, we've got to have spares, and we'll get the first set going, the other ones are charging, all that stuff. So we have a few sets of those. All firmware done, all set up, ready to go. Hopefully the audio here comes through. It's not that it's bad quality audio. The audio quality itself is fine. They're just really unreliable. And we've also updated the DJI as well, so that's just had a firmware update for that setup. The microphone on here is like bulletproof. The DJI mic's really good, especially when you use with an Osmo. You turn it on, it just syncs, you're good to go. Very nice bit of kit. Having said that, I have had it fail once. But I mean, they're not professional mics. Get some Sennheisers with the AA's. That's what we use on set. We'd never use any of this sort of stuff for YouTube on set, but it's cheap, which is good. So it's cheap and it's idiot-proof, kind of. They just don't actually work. So that's Rode mics. They're all sorted. Also, everything in a hard case. Everything should be in a hard case. It just makes hoofing stuff into vans and trucks easier. So here we go. I'd like to know how you balance personal life and professional life as a creative, specifically how you keep your creative focus and joy when struggling through challenging times personally. I don't know. How do I balance it? I don't balance it. No one has a balanced life. The last 2 weeks, I've done no photography work, YouTube work, studio access work at all, because it's been exam times for my youngest and he's found that really tricky. So I've been focusing on him. He's had all of my attention. I've not done any work at all. So if you've emailed me, you probably haven't got a response. Yeah, what can you say? You just do the best you can. You keep the plate spinning. When one thing starts dropping, you pay less attention to something else and go and focus on that for a bit. And when that starts failing, you move back again. For the next 7 days, I'm fully focused on my commercial photography because I've really let that slip. And then we need to go and pick up the YouTube again and get that running because we've really let that slip. But photography is the priority. And then I've got a new business launching. It's just, you do everything badly. Don't try and do everything well because you'll never get anything done. It's better just to keep cracking on. But always prioritize family. Would be my, obviously, yes, sometimes you have to dig deep elsewhere, but yeah, prioritize family. Moving a business from high volume, mid price to low volume, high price. Specifically, how do you make time to shoot new work and market it to new clients when your diary is routinely overrun? Your diary is not routinely overrun. If you're making less than $500,000 a year, you've got time. So be more efficient. Yeah. That's what I'd say. I've never met anybody who tries to get more done than I do, and I have free time. So go and find some free time. You've got free time. You're being inefficient. Stop watching YouTube. I don't know. There we go. Is it possible to go over the hurdle of putting yourself out there whilst being an introvert when starting out? Yeah, I did. It's just horrific. It's exhausting. It's tiring. You've just got to do it. What else are you going to do? Get a job? I don't think so. Do I find it difficult to choose between traveling and buying some new gear? No, I do not. I hate spending money on gear. Yeah, I'm going to buy a new lens for this at some point. It's going to be, what, $3,000 of lens going in there? Oh, I could do a lot with $3,000, which isn't a lens. A lens is boring. That said, from the privileged position of having a studio with so much kit, we currently have a kit bin, which is going on eBay. I would say, it's never even in doubt for me. If I had the choice today of buying that lens or going on holiday, I am on a plane. I have the money to buy the lens and I'm still not buying it because I just don't want to spend money on kit because it's boring. I've already got lenses that lens. I don't want more lenses that I know I need that lens. I do need it. I actually genuinely do need an autofocus lens with this camera because it means I can get rid of the Canon setup and I do need the lens. There is many justifications. There's very little justification to not buy it apart from I hate buying camera gear. It's really easy to get stuck in a mental rut thinking I'm this or I'm that kind of professional. Do you have any deliberate habits that help you figure out when what you're doing is starting to look like a rut? Nope. No. I go straight into the rut and then I climb out again. I'm sure there's better methods for that, but no, I just plow into it, fall into a corner somewhere, fall down a hole and then go, oh, this has gone wrong, and then plow out. Lumineer Neo, thoughts? Are we going to see every photo essentially looking the same? AI post-processing for the masses. Lumineer Neo, never used it. I assume it's rubbish. Based on nothing, this, by the way. I don't know what it is. I'm sure if it was good, we'd know it, but I'm assuming it's not good because we don't know what it is. Will every photo look the same? Every photos always look the same. That's not an AI thing. That's not a Lumineer Neo thing, whatever that is. It's just people follow trends. Look at Instagram in the 2010s, it all just looked like the perfect life of families, and now it doesn't. So yeah, everything will look the same. It always has, it always will. Do you use a particular project management software or technique to manage the many current aspects of your businesses? Yes, I do, kind of. I've tried many things. And let me get a bit, wait there, stay there. Here is the method. You get home and you go, I'm really stressed, there's so much to do. You write it all down on a list. Then what you do is you draw a big cross in the middle of the page. You put urgent, not urgent, important, not important, and you plot them all. If it's in the urgent and important section, you do it. If it's anywhere else, you ignore it until it becomes urgent or important. Often I wait for people to chase me. If you're a single person business like me, say single person, I have got staff. If you're a small business, it is impossible to meet everyone's demands. If I responded to every email I got, I would get nothing done. If I responded to every inquiry for a job I got, I'd get nothing done. If I responded to every person who's logged themselves out of Studio Access, I'd get nothing done. So we have a help desk to do that. And we have an agent to do this. And all these different bits to help me out. And then everything else goes on here. And until it hits that top right-hand corner, it doesn't get done. If it's in the bottom left-hand corner, I delete it. It doesn't get done. I use pen and paper. I see people spending ages on like CRM systems and stuff. Like, if you've got no work to do, just crack on. If you've missed something and it's important, someone will let you know. Be that you forgot to invoice and your bank balance goes low, or you've not delivered work and someone's chasing for it, they'll let you know. They'll let you know. Old flash kit, Bowen's Broncolor. Are symmetric packs worthy nowadays or better search for asymmetric ones? I mean, asymmetric's better for some things. We tend to only have one pack per head anyway. One head per pack, more to the point. Sometimes we have two. Does it matter? Yeah, I suppose so. It's better, but I've got 3 packs that are symmetric and 3 packs that are asymmetric. Yeah, we do use them differently. Yeah, it's worth it if you've got the money to wait. How many people do you know that shoot film for commercial work? Lots. Lots and many. Many and lots. Loads of people shoot film for commercial work. It's really popular. It's very trendy. High-end work, they say, is not low-end work. No one's paying a $2,000 a day photographer to shoot film, but high-end stuff, yeah, loads of people shoot film. They literally hoard it. We have a film fridge here, actually. An entire fridge just for film. It's full of it. Thousands and thousands of pounds worth of film, which we don't really use anymore. Should eBay that. That should go on eBay as well. This is one of the big things. So back to this. Part of me getting my kit perfect, you'd assume it'd be out there shopping for kit and buying stuff. It's not. I've been selling stuff. I've been getting rid of kit. The only thing I've bought is microphones. No, because they were given to me because I've not bought anything in ages for kit. All of it has been, let's get rid of things. Let's lose things. I had 300mm primes. Now I have one. I had 3 zoom lenses. Now I have one. I had 4 Mamiya lenses. Now I have 2. So yeah, it's just downsizing. Makes life better. Am I crazy for building a possible photography business, portraits, family, car adverts? Yes, you are. Around the purchase of 2 5D Mark II bodies over an R5. I don't understand what business does portraits, family, and car adverts. That sounds like 3 businesses. You've been shooting film since the 80s. I mean, if you're going to shoot car adverts, you can't do it on a 5D Mark II. And this is the person who says, get a 5D Mark II, it's great for everything. You need a Phase or a Hasselblad. Families and portraits, yeah, sure, you can do it on a 5D Mark II. Oh, that'd be ample for that. But car adverts, that's a whole different league. And I think if you're going down the 5D Mark II thing to save money, you know, you're probably going to need a lot of lighting to shoot car adverts. You're going to need a lot more than that. You're going to need a lot more. You can really tell the difference. There are times when kit matters. Car adverts is one of them. But yeah, family and portraits, for sure, fill your boots. Oh, there's lots of comments underneath this one. I wonder what other people have said. I'd recommend a 5D Mark III. Yeah, I'd say the 5D Mark III is better. And it's pretty much the same price. People are saying that my style of photography is outdoor portraits, so tethering is not possible. Yes, it is. When I do indoor portraits, I don't see the need for tethering. You should be tethering. I have an older laptop that runs Windows 7s. I don't know if that can tether or not. I would say this is not the basis of starting a business, but it is the basis of starting to learn photography. Tether, because you can't look at the back from those little screens and know if the shot's good or not, or in focus or not. Yeah, outdoor portraiture, I don't know where you are in the world, but it's going to be very difficult. You certainly can't do it in the UK as a business. It's not possible. The weather's just not good enough. So yeah, I think if you shoot outdoors, well, you need better dynamic range. It's a good starting point. I would say start with that and aim to build. As you start to reach limitations and stuff, you'll be like, 5D Mark II on an outdoor portrait on a really bright day really struggles with the dynamic range. I'm getting either grain and noise on the person because the background, keeping that in, or just blown out backgrounds. Yeah, I think, tethering is just it's an expectation nowadays. My friend has a family portrait studio in Leicester and he tethers everything because it's what people want. It's what people expect. They want to see the images straight away, not look at the back of your dirty camera, because cameras are dirty when they're up against your face. They're all greasy and nasty and all the rest of it. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, that's your questions answered. That's my kit for the year. My lighting kit is almost sorted as well. There's going to be a whole new lighting kit video. I'm getting some more lighting. There's one modifier I need. I need it just to be able to do the portraits the way that I envisaged them. The reason we've slowed down on the portrait shooting is because I don't have the right light. It's close, but it's not right. And when I get this new modifier, it's going to be, we just don't know what that modifier is yet. So I'm going to be giving Bronco a little tinkle on the telephone and see what they say. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Hope the questions have been helpful. We'll do it again in 6 months, I suppose. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.